Hello Baker Finance students. We are now in week 3 and great job with everyone posting their companies. Mostly was picked was the large cap companies, which works great because you can find a lot of information for those companies easily. Again, Yahoo Finance is a great first source to start off with, doing some research, and then also take advantage of those Baker Collins library, those subject guides. There might be additional research. So, with the PowerPoint, I want you to address the questions in the PowerPoint, or address the questions that are asked in the syllabus. And, think of this as you are an analyst. You're going out trying to determine whether this is a stock you would recommend to someone to buy, to hold, or to sell. And, just because a stock is priced very high right now, it doesn't necessarily mean it's going to be a good buy. It could be that, we're not going to see much appreciation in the price, and it's kind of leveled out, so it may not be a good buy. And of course, risk is always going to be a factor too. It's going to be the individual's risk tolerance when making investment decisions. So, well, this week we continue on with chapters 7 and 8. Most of the focus is going to be on bond valuation, how to determine the price of a bond, the yield and maturity on a bond, the current yield, understanding the inverse relationship with interest rates relative to bonds and bond prices. And then in chapter 8, you're going to look at a little bit more in the theory relative to how do you determine the price of a stock. One of them is called the Gordon growth model, which deals with the dividend theory. Now, of course, there are limitations to this theory because it makes an assumption about the growth in dividends is going to be at a constant rate. And the reality is that most firms rarely change dividends. They keep it very steady, and we can address that in later chapters. Different theories, probably why you don't want to pay out more, because you might get yourself in a situation that investors are used to this increase in dividend, and then you can't make the dividend, and that may negatively inverse affect the price of the stock. So, but again, read these chapters slowly, especially the chapter 8. Just understand where they're coming up with the quantitative numbers. And you'll work through the homework problems. You'll have a forum discussion out there with the bond market, kind of questions whether the IPO process with bonds are fixed, rigged. Should there be intervention? And I want you to put some discussion and thought into this in the forum discussion. Well, you think there's intervention, and then also just add whether what role do bonds play with your portfolio? Most mutual funds actually have a lot of bonds already tied in with them, but what is your risk tolerance, and what do you think? What are your thoughts on the bond market? Some question right now whether the bond market's going to be a little bit questionable in the years to come. They've had a great run in all these past years, but interest rates could rise. If that does, as we know, as interest rates rise, the present values drop. So that would affect bond prices and could affect your return on a bond portfolio. So, but just to, the other thing that I want to make sure to point out is that your exam will be out there Monday morning. It will be in a Word document. All I want you to do is reply back on a 1-page Word document or 2-page Word document, and all you're going to do is just give your letter responses to multiple choice questions. So if you squeeze them all in one page, if you deal with the spacing, you probably get them all in one page. But you'll just put like 1 is C, 2 is C, 3 is C, 4 is C, and so forth all the way down. And just make sure you get that submitted. And the other thing is we do have a spring break coming up, so enjoy the spring break. It might be an opportunity if you want to work on your project to do that. I'm probably going to lay off a little bit and maybe just answer questions, not every day, but every other day. But I do want you to take this time off, so do enjoy the spring break. So try to get everything wrapped up early. Maybe you can enjoy the weekend, and then we'll just jump in it after we get done with spring break. But hope everybody has a great week, and make sure you get everything wrapped up for week 2 tonight, and then work on the week 3 items early, get those out of the way, and we'll talk to you later online. Take care.